Hey there, it's Joe Sonic Disruptive. How are you? I am well. So another topic video tonight, and the topic is albums that are widely despised that I really enjoy. It doesn't mean it's my favorite of the band's discography at all. It just means that I find that these albums are way overhated. That's kind of the idea here. So, and I think this type of video would be much more enjoyable if it was like a live stream where there was interactivity and I could see comments and see what other people think and are saying, and it would make it much more enjoyable. If anybody would have any interest in that sort of thing, make a comment and let me know, because I'm not doing it because of fear. I'm afraid that I'll get on, there'll be one other person, they'll say, hey, check this song out, and leave. And that's it. And I'll be like, okay, cool. You know, I don't know if my ego can take that. I'll be like mortified. I don't know if I'll be able to show my face on YouTube again if that happened. So, again, let me know. I think that would be entertaining. Not for you, but for me, just to see what other people think, you know. Anyway, let's get to this short list. I think I got 6. I wrote down just so I wouldn't forget. And some of them are fairly common ones that you probably heard before. First up, Judas Priest, Turbo. Okay, so when this came out, everybody hated it except for the people my age. I was 14 when that came out. So, yeah, I was all about that, you know, at 14. No parental guidance here. Yeah, sounds good to me, man. I'm 14. That song and Private Property, Rock You All Around the World, I have a hard time listening to. I can't listen to those songs anymore. I don't like them. Lyrically, they are horrible, and I admit that. However, just about all of the rest of the songs on that CD, album, whatever you want to call it, are damn good. Turbo Lover, I don't care what you say. That is a cool, great song. Locked In rocks. Out in the Cold is a great song. Wild Nights, Hot and Crazy Days. Okay. Again, that's another one of those songs. I can listen to that song even now. I mean, it's got a great riff. It's electrifying. It's upbeat. Rob's voice sounds absolutely killer. Lyrically, is it their best? No, it's not their best. Again, when I was 14, though, I didn't have many wild days and hot and crazy nights at that age, but I was up at the park all the time playing that song on my boombox constantly. What else is Reckless. Reckless is a killer song. So yeah, that is not a bad Priest album. Sorry. If you think it is, you're wrong. And that's fine. We all are wrong at times, and you're wrong if you say it's a bad Priest album. It's not even stylistically that different, and it's not like they never changed their sound. They did quite often. So you should have been used to it. Get used to it, and it's not a bad album. It really isn't. Now let's go to Anthrax, Volume 8, The Threat Is Real. I really liked that album when it came out, and I still do. I think there's a lot of strong songs on there. I have read before, and I have seen by a lot of Anthrax fans that they do not like this record one bit. Along with, what was it, Stomp something. There's a few of those that were widely panned by the fans of the band. This record I liked. It's one of my favorite from the band. I liked the John Bush era best. I like his voice. I think John Bush is a hell of a good singer, and I like him better than Joey. Always have. And that's one of those records that I think is great. What are you got? Okay, Crush was cool. Inside Out. 604 was really cool. Killing Box, there's a lot of good songs on that album. Maybe if you think it's horrible, you need to go back and revisit it because it wasn't very good. Rush, Hold Your Fire. Now, I understand when it came out. At first, I didn't like it. That's when I grew into. It's very low-key, very introspective, and I just find it a very interesting listen. Some really good songs, very different, almost a jazzy feel, but very, just a interesting listen and a very enjoyable listen as far as I'm concerned. I like that record quite a lot as well. Megadeth. Risk. No, I'm not going to say Risk. No, I agree that one was weak. I don't like Risk. It's not as bad as some people say. It has a few redeeming qualities about it, but I'm going to go with The World Needs a Hero. I think there are some great songs on that record. I really do. I think that is, for me, if I ever did a Megadeth ranking, that would rank higher than many people would expect. In the top half, absolutely. There's a lot of songs on there that I really enjoy. Speaking of Megadeth, I can't say this one is hated because it's not. I feel it's unknown. It's underappreciated, and that is, see, I'm blanking on the name of it because it fell in that weird time frame for the band. The System Has Failed. That is a heavy record and a very good record. There are some killer riffs going on in The System Has Failed. Check it out if you haven't heard it. Probably one of my favorite Megadeth records for sure. Sorry for the ice. It's loud, I understand. A big one that people hate is Guns N' Roses. Okay, so I did a video just a little while ago about legendary bands that are lauded and loved and I don't like it all. Guns N' Roses was not on my list, but it should have been. It was an oversight because I really don't like them. And I feel Appetite for Destruction, while at the time was a really good debut record. I'm not going to say it's not a good record. I just don't, personally, I don't see why it's thought of as such a groundbreaking record. I don't know. I felt there were other bands at the time doing a very similar thing. It wasn't real far off, you know. It was bluesy hard rock. Wow. Who's done that before? Come on. It wasn't that crazy. Wow. It had some good songs on it, yes, but plus the fact it's so played out right now, I could never hear any song on that record again, and I would be very happy if I never heard anything from Appetite for Destruction ever again in my life. However, I'm going to go Chinese Democracy. Yep, I'm doing it. Tons of filler in that album, I fully admit. But there's a handful of songs on that record that are extremely cool that I really, really enjoy. I enjoy them so much that I'm blanking on every song on that album right now. But I know there's two songs, and I cannot recall them. I could look it up, but that would be work, and I don't want to do anything right now. There were two songs on that record that I thought were among the best. In fact, probably my favorite songs they've ever done. And they were both different. They were lighter. They had a very electronic vibe. Kind of entrancing. Kind of different. I think one was in a movie. I can almost hear the melody, but I'm not going to sing it because I suck at singing. So I won't do that to you, but yeah, there was a handful of songs on that record that I personally really enjoyed. And Buckethead is a pretty good guitarist if you didn't realize it. Don't get me started on Slash. Slash is a good guitarist, yes. In my opinion, so overrated. So crazy overrated. The status he's received is I don't understand it. Because I don't hear anything unique really in his playing. Like there's nothing. Like, listen to Buckethead and you're going to hear some unique damn stuff. You're going to hear some crazy playing that you haven't heard from anybody else. It's not the case with Slash. He's a very tasteful, very melodic player who's got some really good riffs, but I don't know. That's not what this episode's about, though. Chinese Democracy, I like it. And that brings me to Queensrÿche. I could go with just anything past DeGarmo leaving because many of the Queensrÿche purists say that's when the band died. But what they don't kind of take into context is Chris DeGarmo was there for Here and the Now Frontier. In fact, that was largely his project. Chris had a tremendous amount of writing credits and influence on that record. That was kind of his baby. And when that came out, there's not many Queensrÿche fans who enjoyed that at all. They've come around. Now it's kind of revisionist history where it's like, yeah, that was a good record. At the time, though, come on. Nobody said that. A few people. You know, some liked it. I liked it. But the purists, man, a lot of them did not like that. And they seem to forget that Chris DeGarmo was a huge part of that record. That being said, a lot of post-DeGarmo material I like a lot. It's not as good as Rage for Order or Operation Mindcrime. No, absolutely not. They've never reached that point again. They've never been able to get to those heights again. And, you know, that's just the nature of the business, I suppose. It's hard to recreate something when you hit lightning in a bottle. But Dedicated to Chaos. So many people hate that record and would like to burn it and erase it from their mind and pretend it never happened. And is it amazing songwriting? Not in most cases. Is it a great record? No, it's not a great record. Is it an enjoyable record? Yeah. Is it a fun listen? Yes, there's so much diversity. You got to get the extended edition, though. Just saying, because if you get the extended one, you get like 16 songs on there. Very diverse. You got some heavy stuff, you got some poppy stuff, you got all different genres going on here. Different moods, different feels. And a lot of really kind of fun, almost groove-inspired material here that you don't necessarily attribute to Queensrÿche or expect from Queensrÿche. Really good bass, really good drums. The guitars are less, absolutely. But for the songs, it's cool. And if anybody has the patience to listen to that whole record with headphones on again and again, you're going to pick up so many little details in the headphones that you have not heard. It's one of those records that has a lot of information going on, kind of low in the mix, where you pick up on from repeated listens, but you only hear it through the headphones. I can listen to that on the car stereo, all that stuff. but you don't hear it at all. So I think for now that's my list right now. I know a lot of this is older stuff. I don't include a lot of newer stuff, but I feel like there's not a lot of newer bands that I know real well that have changed their style and have threw out these curveball records that people really hate. I know there are bands that have done that, but not bands that I've gotten into and listened to a ton yet. So for now, that's my list. What is your list? What are some records that you really enjoy that are panned by the masses, I suppose you would say? Curious to know. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.